Mr. Speaker, I'd like to go through history. The former chairman of the Infrastructure Committee and the last large highway bill, T-Lou, was passed. I had a dear friend named Jim Oberstar that served beside me and worked with me to write that piece of legislation and finally became the chairman. And what's impressive about that, this gentleman had more knowledge about transportation probably than anyone in this House has ever had, including myself. But I will tell you what was the biggest disappointment in his life is he wanted to write a transportation bill, a long-term transportation bill, and fund it. And guess who said no? Our president, Mr. Obama. His secretary, a dear friend of mine, came down and said, there's no way we're going to pass a long-term bill with full funding. Did not support Jim Oberstar. If they had done so, and even done what I wanted to do, is fully fund it, and I was opposed then by the seated President George W. Bush. If he was, in fact, Mr. Oberstar had the opportunity, with the Senate being in control of the President's party and the House being in control of the President's party, we would not be here today. We would have infrastructure bar none. We wouldn't be discussing what we're doing today. This measure today is a short-stop measure. But this Congress has to wake up, and the President should have woke up then when he had control to pass legislation for the infrastructure of this country. So when we get accused on this side of not doing anything and making a short-stop measure, go back through history, and this president has failed to recognize the importance. And for those interest groups, they should have been on him at that time and support Mr. Oberstar. So, Mr. Speaker, I say respectfully, this is a two-way street. That we have to understand this is a really important piece of legislation to keep us going, but then we have to solve it permanently, and let's be leaders, which we do not have down on Pennsylvania Avenue right now in infrastructure time. With that, I yield back to